Oh. All right. I'm trying to read here. All right. Has everybody had a chance to read the minutes from April 8th, not 18th?
Yes.
Oh, my bad.
Yep.
I'll correct that.
All right. I did say we went direct to, we call him Mr. Dr. Derek Renfro, just Derek, right, the first paragraph. That was one thing I saw.
What, in minutes?
Yeah.
Did I call him something wrong?
No, you just called him Derek instead of
Oh, Mr.
Mr. or Dr. Renfro. But in every other place you call him Mr.
I wasn't disrespecting him.
No,
It's Mr. instead of Mr. Fucci.
oh, is that,
Yeah, it says Mr. Fucci.
oh, that, yes.
That's the only thing we need
And
to correct that.
there's also a Mr. Fitzhugh.
Mhm. He definitely.
I don't call him.
Trust me.
So we
It's
got
okay.
A couple little
Just a couple, it's nothing.
grammaticals.
No. It's two.
Does anybody else have anything?
That's all. That's
They
all
want to
I
make?
saw.
So do I have a motion to approve as amended?
I'll make a motion.
Make a motion made. Anyone second?
Second.
Second. All right. So stands. All right. Public comment on the agenda? No? Okay. And we got new business, discussion of tiny homes. O.B. Garland, discussion only.
Mr. O.B. Garland come to me, of course, he's here in the audience tonight, but, about tiny homes. And what we were discussing is like on our non-conforming lots that I think there's probably maybe 5 of them in the town right now. About maybe getting an ordinance written up, is that right? An ordinance or?
I guess two paths to.
Yeah. For us to go further to look at maybe having tiny homes put inside the city limits.
Only
So-
on non-conforming lots.
On non-conforming lots, yes. So, he's got y'all some packets up there, Mr. Hamlin's got y'all some packets. Of course, this is just discussion to see if y'all wanna bring it forward, you know, to look into it further. But Mr. Hamlin's got y'all some notes there too, for the tiny homes that he's pulled from other places.
I did not read the notes, I read the.
So what would be a non-conforming lot?
I'll make sure
So non-compliant lot, there were some lots that were in existence at the time the zoning ordinance was created. And those are essentially lots of record. And so let's say in the R1 district, let's say in the R1 district, you have a 20,000 square foot lot. This is a lot already legally created, and let's say it's 15,000 square feet. So it does not comply with the ordinance. So it creates a situation where you do with this lot, and so the way that the zoning ordinance addresses it, there's a section called lots of record. So it says, hey, if you had a lot at the time that the zoning ordinance was put in place, and it doesn't meet the zoning that it was given at the time, here's how to proceed on it. And so what it says is it has to come before the Board of Zoning Appeals to say it's possible to build on it, but the Board of Zoning Appeals can work through and say, hey, we think this plan works, or here are the restrictions we want to put on it to make it happen. So these were lots that came in before the zoning ordinance that don't fit to the existing requirements. If you were going strictly by the zoning ordinance for that lot, there was no possible way to build on it, essentially.
How would that meet with the fire codes? How would that, would that be in the ordinance that we would adopt? Because it would be, you know, a little bit different with our fire codes, I would think, right, Jeff? No?
Yeah, it would be, but I think that's something that we'd look into if y'all wanted to proceed with
Okay.
this.
Okay.
Because we
Just to
didn't
make
do a
sure
whole
that
lot
it
of
would be-
digging in.
It would be capable of being
Right.
done with fire codes.
Right, we just didn't want to, we didn't want to dig in a whole lot if y'all didn't want to look forward into it. If y'all want to look more forward into
And
it.
if so for instance, let's say the Board of Zoning Appeals would approve building on the lot with certain restrictions or requirements, they still have to go through the building permit process.
Right.
So in that case, they'd have to follow the town's requirements on.
City sewer, water,
That sort of thing, and which would include
with
a
water
fire.
fire codes.
Uh-huh.
And the
Okay.
setbacks.
Well, that's what the Board of Zoning Appeals would be saying is, let's say that Dylan, hypothetical, sorry, trying to be careful. Let's say that, let's say you had a 35-foot wide lot and the building setback, the side setbacks are 15 feet on each side, that only gives you 5 feet to build a house in. So that's a situation where the Board of Zoning Appeals would say, we don't want you to build all the way to the property line, but let's say we'll give you 5 feet on each side. So you have a 10-foot side setback on each side, the BZA is granting a 5-foot setback on each side. So the BZA is having to ease up on the setbacks if they're willing to let someone build
So
on
the
it.
5-foot setback would be about that far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're saying the tiny
You know what's
homes
the
will
name of
be
that
built
house?
on the lot,
Well-
is that right?
Well, that would be a question for Mr.
Okay,
Hill.
would that be?
I mean, Mr. Obese.
So you wouldn't have to say reduce it to 5, you could reduce it to 10, for instance, or that sort of thing. But that's sort of the decisions the BZA would say, hey, if we're looking to put something on this particular lot, how much are we willing to give? Maybe it's in the front, maybe it's in the rear, maybe it's on the side.
Boom.
I was just, you kept saying being built, for your setback line. Will they be built on that lot, or will are you requesting them to be brought in after the build?
They'll be
Okay.
brought in.
They won't be built on the lot?
No.
Okay.
So how does power mount to, how's electrical power mount to one of these? Do you
It's
know
200 amp, it's,
that? Is it mounted, I'm like a trailer home, it's on a
it's
a little erection of some sort, a
yeah,
little
it's in
steel.
that picture, there's an example in that book right there.
So is
I
it-
think it's further in the back, yeah. Matter of fact, picture is from Dover, it's in there.
Yeah, okay, like a little erector set, just like.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Erector set.
Yeah.
So,
They're all 200 amp.
but a trailer home, you don't mount it to one of these, like if it's a trailer park home. But like my home that I live in is like a normal built home, it's mounted on the side of the thing. So what is the requirement on these things?
To be just exactly, they all have to be
They're
exactly
not,
like
that's
that.
what
right there.
I'm.
Yeah, I know, that's on front,
It's on that, yeah.
on
It's
fire
mounted
sheet.
to it.
Again, I think what he's asking, can it be mounted to the house itself?
Could it be mounted to the house?
Yeah, could the electrical box be mounted to the house itself?
That's something I have to find out. I know that's state approved there, that's all.
Yeah, so this one was photographed in the state of
Mhm.
Tennessee.
Oh, it's here in Dover,
Okay,
yeah.
but this one's more mounted, that's more like a trailer home. Is that kind of sound?
The mounting of it is.
Yeah. Which
It's
is
not
it's a little bit
It's
different.
not attached to the house.
Right, like if you had a normal brick house, maybe you would mount it right on the wall.
That's on Thomas Road.
Now, how are the other utilities affected? How are the other utilities, how are the other utilities mounted to them? Does it come up through I saw there was a picture of a slab here at some
Mhm.
point.
Yeah,
Does the water come up through the slab?
it does. Mhm.
It does? like-
Yeah, there's a cutout, we cut it out, so you don't have to bust up the slab if you ever had problems, but.
Are they all one size, or are they different sizes?
The average size is about 14 by 40. Yeah.
But they're
Minimum-
not all one size, they're
Uh,
different.
Yeah, but they're not, 40 is about an average length.
Do you meet the electrical requirements of the state?
Oh, yes. They were the first, I had the first company that was approved by the state.
Are they 2 before built? Are they 2 before, built
No.
2 before,
No, they're
2 by 6s?
2 by 6s, yes. Utilities run less than $100 a month on all those homes. That's water and electric. I've got about 40 homes out.
But that's without sewer. Those are not running with sewer, that they would if we approve these, right?
Right.
That's just water and, okay, water and electric.
Yes,
Do they do foundations around them?
we do.
What size lot do you usually set them on?
Minimum size is 50 by 120. That'll accommodate a car and a truck and a boat.
Jeff, for these lots that we're looking at, what, is there any smaller than this?
Not to my knowledge, I know, like I said, I know of four right off the
But
get
they
go.
would
I think
not
there's
be
five.
any smaller than 50 by 120.
No, it shouldn't be, no.
Okay.
You say that lot would accommodate a car, a truck, and a boat?
Mm-hmm.
They have outdoor water spigots?
Yes.
One or two? One or?
Great question.
Well,
I think just one. Yeah, that's a good
Can't
question.
answer everything, huh?
But it has a normal bathroom, shower type thing in there.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like a normal bathroom.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Not like an RV bathroom where
No. These are really mini homes, is what they are.
It's really
So,
nice.
I tell everybody they're built out of $1 million material. I mean, the least expensive home that I have is about 101,000 just for the home.
120?
They're costly, and they gotta be moved.
Yeah,
It's set up.
yeah.
Well, see,
And all.
So we decorated one of them for our contest he had,
Yeah.
and they're really nice on the inside. The bathroom is full-size bathroom.
Yeah.
It was very nice.
Are the lots near each other, or are they spread around?
They're spread around, There's one right beside you where you turn on Lakeview right there, that one on the corner.
What now?
The one on the corner where you go in on Lee Circle and go through to Lakeview. That's right there in the corner across from Nolan and Bobby
Is that the
Jordan's
one that's
house.
been for sale?
Yeah,
The one that's,
that's one of the biggest reasons.
Oh, Old Delmer's yard.
Yeah.
Oh,
in there
okay.
one by me too?
There's
One
yes,
there, Watson?
There's one
Yeah.
beside you, there's one on that core, and there's one on,
Where's the one on that corner?
In the city limits?
yeah, they're all in the city limits. It's in between, Charles Jr.'s house and, I can't think of the other guy that owns the other house. He just sold it. It used to be, Wallace used to own the house, but he just sold it. It's a lot right there in between them. Right in front of the, I can't think of the name of the church now. I'd have to show it to you.
Oh, I know who Mr. Wallace is. It's Jeff Wallace's daddy.
Who?
Jeff Wallace.
Yeah, Jeff Wallace's dad, yeah. He used to own the house,
Yeah.
but he sold it now. But there's a lot right there that's non-conforming. And I think the other one, I got them wrote down in my office. But like I said, there's the lot that's down there beside Mr. Simlin. I've already had in the last couple of years several people, because that lot right there being a corner lot, the side setbacks change because it's got to be 45 on each side because it's a side, it's a corner lot. So nobody wants to buy it, nobody wants to build nothing there because whatever they build, I mean, it's going to be so small, it's going to be ridiculous. So
Were those built in place? Were they built there,
the tiny homes.
or did somebody bring them in?
We bring them in. They come from most of them come from Alabama.
I thought that the regulations didn't accommodate that right now.
Right, that's why we're seeing if y'all want to take this forward for the tiny homes.
But there's already 4 here.
So what's the smallest?
Not tiny homes, 4 lots.
4 lots.
Okay.
What's the smallest home that can be built? Is there a rule on that? Can someone build a tiny little house?
You can build a shotgun house.
So I think IBC has
About what
a,
they are.
300 square
or
foot.
IRC, I'm sorry, IRC has a minimum square footage, I believe.
300 square foot is the minimum.
300. And how big are these, just out of curiosity?
398.
398.
Yes.
So someone, that example lot you just discussed, someone could come in there and build a 300 square foot house there.
Yeah.
Traditionally built, it'd be tiny, but it'd be, and then this would be 400 square foot, perhaps, 398. But you could put that there, and this would be factory built in Alabama.
Correct.
As long as the lot will accommodate a 300 square foot.
Will that lot,
It's gotta work. It's
has
got
anybody ever
to
done the math on that
accommodate
one? Has done the math on that one, that it will, I'm real close to my house, I can go get a tape measure.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. Not that I want to build a house there, no, but I'm just kind of curious.
But, well, like I said, this is just up for discussion if y'all want to take it further. Like with me being on vacation, I didn't really dig into a whole lot. I mean, I got Mr. Garland to give me some information on it, and Mr. Hamel looked up some information for y'all to carry on and look at. If it's something y'all wanna bring back to the table and discuss it more, I mean, I can put it on the agenda,
But it will be residential,
be residential.
residential only. Okay.
And just.
Well, that'll be up to y'all, but.
Yeah, but I'm saying
One.
that's what we're basing it on, residential only.
Yeah, and it would just be one on the lot, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Right, well, yeah, whatever y'all decide, yes, I mean,
And the size of the home would be based on size of the lot, if that's what we approve, right? Or we're just gonna approve
well,
basically.
we're not really approving nothing.
But I know, but I'm
Yeah.
saying if we bring it back, will the size of the tiny home be based on the size of the lot? Or will it just be, it would be, just have to be like a 50 by 120 or something like that? We just need to do that.
I believe these are modular, so the sizes are pretty.
They're all pretty much
standard.
the same.
Same.
Okay, okay. I think I kind of said that a while ago, but I kind of drifted away. Didn't remember what y'all said. I just want to make sure I was clear on it.
And we're thinking about discussing this only for these
Yeah.
non-conforming lots? Or would it
Yes.
apply to any lot that someone decided?
Well, that'd be something that I mean, when we get to discussion, we'd have to see how y'all wanted to take
I
it
think
there.
about that.
Well, if it's not being
So like you got a big lot, they
utilized,
could put two
I
of
don't
them
have
on.
a problem
No,
going
you can't do
into
that
depth
to,
with it.
there are codes,
One residential structure per lot,
Okay,
so.
other than multifamily things.
so it would only be the non-conforming lots.
Well,
Well, I mean, that's something, like I said, if we take it to further discussion, that's something we can discuss how we want to set it up. I mean, because we'd have to do a whole new ordinance and everything to do this, correct?
Depends on how it would depend on how the planning commission want to address it, if they want to incorporate it into the zoning ordinance. And that's why I just had a couple different examples of some places that did it, some that put right into the ordinance, hey, here's how tiny houses are handled, that sort of thing too. And
So would
just
it have to have a
depends.
permanent foundation?
Those are some of the things to talk about. So some of the other jurisdictions require an approved water and approved sewer, whether that's connected to public sewer or subsurface as appropriate. Electrical system requirements, permanent foundation. Another thing to think about too is the IBC has an appendix that's all about tiny houses. But these are a little different if these are the modulars, so that gets into Tennessee as an act covering how modular homes are handled too, so I'll have to work through that as well a little bit.
Would they-
But, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, I thought you were.
I'm just gonna say, some of the other jurisdictions, what they've done is they've put in requirements, if you're gonna bring it in, can't, it has to be off the chassis, can't have the tow hitch showing or anything like that, and they have requirements, permanent foundation, what the electrical's required. Some of them, I think one of them even did talk about, has to have a bathroom, some of them have things like has to be originally built for human habitation originally, so you can't convert a shed, that sort of thing, so, but that's not the case here. Yeah. I'm
That's what I
sorry.
was asking. No, I was just asking, like if we did a whole new ordinance, because I know we've had so many people want to live in those size sheds and things like that. So with having that ordinance, in order to make it like not have them want to move in a shed, that it would have to be a tiny home is what I'm trying to say, that, that it would have to meet the requirements of what, yeah. So myself, I think if they're not being utilized, I think it's something we should look into. But I also think it should be a whole new ordinance, a different ordinance, because it's a whole different thing that,
And only for the non-conforming lots?
yes, that's what I'm saying. But I think still with non-conforming lots, if they buy those lots and say, well, I have a mobile home that size and I want to bring it in too. So I think it needs to be a separate ordinance, and I think it needs to be to itself. That's how I feel. But with them not being utilized,
All right.
I'm fine, because one's next door to me and it's nothing but a bunch of wooded armadillos and deer eating everything I've got.
So, y'all want me and Mr. Hamel to look further into this and bring it back to you?
And I'd like to see what other towns did that is basically our size, that has actually approved it. That would be my request.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got another question. You made me think. I wish I hadn't done that.
Oh, no, this is not.
So, these are pretty nice. I mean, at least, you know, the picture book you gave us, you know, they're like really nice looking.
They're very nice.
What distinguishes them from a mobile home that is not nice? I mean, yes, at night, but what is the essential tiny, what makes a tiny home different than a trailer home? Other than just, these are nice and some are not.
The quality is just totally different. And they're $398, so most mobile homes are probably 1,000 to 1,000 and up, I would say, you know. But they're $398 is all we can stretch them. They're not going to any more. They got to have, you know, they've got these stickers on them. Mary was talking about. They got a sticker that says these are houses and they're built right and the electrical panels are done right, you know. So, and like I said, we went all the way to Nashville and had tons of people from everywhere approve these. So sheds aren't being, you can't get electric in a shed. Tons of people trying to live in those sheds. But if they don't have a sticker on it, it's not really safe to
We've
live
had people move them in to be storages, and they've tried to live in them.
Yeah.
And they've actually got electric hooked to them as well. But that's why I would like to have a separate ordinance
Sure.
that would just, you know, non-conform lots, and then they would be to themselves. And that way it wouldn't be such a problem for anything else. That's my feeling.
Eliminate sheds.
Because there was a storage that was brought in, and of course, that was mentioned to Jeff, that I have a storage, because I have flowers planted around mine. Jeff's been in mine, it's nothing but Christmas decoration. So, you know, they were trying to get in theirs. What now?
So I don't want to go back in.
No, I don't want you back in there either, it's just because you didn't have what we needed.
All right, so I will have this, I will dig into this more and get y'all more information on it for next meeting.
I think we should.
I'd invite anybody to come look. Like I said, I already have some on Thomas Road, they're already set up. We got about 40 around West Tennessee.
They look like a tiny home.
Anybody else got anything on this? Mary Lou? No? Good, Mark? Okay. I'll need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved. Yeah, no one's going anywhere. We have a call to order for a BZA.